Yo, what's up, family? Yo, I'm gonna do this one. This is gonna be a money video, so just go into the categories that says money videos, right? So I'm gonna title this one, Fake Money and Credit. Now I want you to think about what I'm talking about, fake money. Yes, here in America, fake money. Because you do know the money that you carry around is just that. It's fake money, as some would call it, even as drastic as saying toilet paper. Why? Because it's not backed by any commodity. Now, I did a video on this a while ago called just that. It's called fiat. Type it in and go, and I will give you the history of America, money in America, and how fiat. What does fiat mean? Fiat simply means authorization or proposition. If you look up the word, authorization or proposition, an order, a command. So what is American money? American money is fiat money because they say so. In other words, what I'm saying is it's backed by nothing but America. We said it's worth this. You think about how a $1 bill, the same ink and paper that makes a $1 bill makes a $100 bill. And the reason this is a $100 bill is why? Fiat, because we say so. Remember, an order, a command, an authorized order, command. But it's not backed by nothing such as gold, silver, like over, now what's going to happen in Russia, Africa, and stuff like that. Bricks, where now the American dollar is going to take 55 American toilet paper dollars to make one bricks coin. But let me get to it, because I'm going to make some very vital points in this. And I want y'all to stay with me the whole video. I'll make some points that make you go, I even make some silly ones for you as well. But just think of this. How in America, do you realize you can approach almost everyone, now I'm not even going to say almost, any one of the adults in your neighborhood or your job, almost everybody got at least 5 credit cards or more. We know a lot of people got a lot more. Credit cards. Now what is credit? Credit, remember how they first came up with credit way back in the days to boost the economy for a certain type of people. You know how that really was. Because remember, there was a time when they didn't even allow black people into Sears. Remember? And that's when they came out with the Sears Roebuck catalog, and black people had to order their stuff to get it from Sears because they wouldn't even allow them in the stores. Credit. But let's stick to the point. We ain't got to make this racial, not at all. But it's hard not to in this country with all the racial stuff that they know is blatantly, but they do nothing about it. But anyway, do you realize, like I said, most people got credit. They live in their lives through credit. And they're using this money all the time that is basically toilet paper. That's what it's going to be compared to now with the bricks. But let me give you a scenario. Do you remember back in the 70s and the 80s when people had welfare money, right? Which they still got it now. It's called EBT. And even if you ask the average person, what does EBT stand for? They don't even know. They just say something like, oh, it means welfare. No, EBT, electronics benefit transfer. But watch this, yo. We'll keep going. Back in the days, remember when everybody had actual food stamps? Remember that? Remember it was brown, orange, green, blue, and all these different colors that we all laughed at. We said, it looked like Monopoly money. It looks like fake money. Remember, title of the video, fake money and credit, right? So when we seen these, think about what I'm saying. I want you to stay with me and follow me. Way back in the days, we laughed at that money, right? Because we said, oh man, see how the government just make up money? They just made up fiat money again, just because they say so. It has no backing whatsoever, just because they say so, because they made a decree. And what does decree mean? It means an official order authorized by a legal authority. That was what a decree is. Fiat money, they just said, oh, let's just make it up. Make it up out of thin air. But my point is, when welfare, remember back in the days, everybody had the book of stamps, the book of ones, the book of fives, the book of tens, the book of 20s. I don't know, was it a 50? But I don't know. But remember how colorful the money was? And if you see that money to this day, you'll laugh. You go, look how fake that money look. It just looks so fake. It looks like Monopoly money. Look. Remember the title of the video, fake money and credit. So we said that money looked fake, right? That welfare money, how it looks fake. But we are comparing it to the actual fiat money that's in our pocket, the George Washington and all that on us, right? We comparing and saying that that's the real money. But the truth of the matter, they're both fake money. Neither one is backed by a commodity. Now, what is a commodity? A commodity is raw material or agriculture that is used to buy or sell stuff. So it means it's backed by something, meaning gold, silver, oil, some type of agriculture, but it's backed by something. How money used to be way back in the days here in America, where you could take a $20 bill, go into the bank and say, give me $20 worth of gold. And you got $20 worth of gold. But they made sure they suckered people out of that and said, we want you to turn in your 20s and we're going to give you a brand new 20. Turn in your 20 that's worth something, it's worth something, and give you a 20 that's worth nothing. Fiat. Remember, because we say so, an order or demand. But let me get to my point. When we had that welfare money, right, the funny monopoly color looking money, right, we tend to laugh at that and say it looks like fake money, right? Because we was comparing it to the money we use all the time, because we have been taught that this is real money, although it's nothing but fiat money. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. Fiat money means it's backed by absolutely nothing but the government's word. And in other countries now, with the BRICS money, they're going to say American money is nothing but toilet paper, because it has no backing. So when we laughed at the welfare money and said, oh, that's fake, it look like fake money, we have to be untaught what we was taught, because the money that we considered was real, that's fake money too. Watch this. I'm going to give you a comparison that makes sense to what I'm saying, to try to make it stick in your brain. How you going to call this fake money when this is fake money too? Only difference is that you got used to using this all the time. This was something that came and went with the times. But watch this. I love the superhero movies. Watch this. I'm going to make a point that's going to touch on this. Oh, you call that fake, but you call this real? When they both fake. Watch this. I'm very much into the Marvel world, the DC comics, the Marvel comics, and all that type of stuff. The Black Sands, gotta mention the Black comic books, right? Anyway, I remember back in the days, I'm going way back in the days, when I was working at this delivery company, and me and this other guy at the job, me and him, we always would giving each other different opinions about, did you see this episode? Did you see the episode of the Justice League? He said, yo, one day he said to me, yo, have you seen the new uploaded Justice League? He said, man, they upload. It's all new episodes, man. It's like new stuff, man. So I was excited. I said, yeah, I did see that. I said, man, it is cool, man. I like it, man. He said, so he was telling me all like, yeah, man, they got this, they got that. And did you see this? And I was like, yeah, it's real good, man. And then I said this to him. Watch. Fake money, real money. But they both fake, right? But we tend to think this one is real, but it has no commodity backing it. So this is what I said to the guy. I said, yeah, man, I like that new Justice League, man. It's cool. I said, but you know the only thing I don't like? I said, yo, with the new Justice League, now all of a sudden, I was dead serious when I said this to him. I was dead serious. I said, yo, man, the only thing I don't like about the new Justice League is that look how they got Wonder Woman now. Now all of a sudden, Wonder Woman, she could fly. Now she's flying all over the place. I said, come on, man. We know Wonder Woman always had an invisible jet. How all of a sudden she could fly? Man, they so fake with that, man. It's fake. She can't fly, man. It's fake, man. That's the only thing I don't like. And my dude, he looked at me. He said, yo, you taking this too serious. He said, what you mean it's fake? I said, of course, Wonder Woman never could fly. How all of a sudden now she could fly? Real invisible jet. And then dude said, yo, but he said, but June, you do know this is a cartoons. All of it's fake, right? I had to check myself because I was getting too caught up. When he said that, you do know it's a cartoons, right? Everything is fake. I said, oh, man, damn, man. See, I said, yeah, of course, man, but you get my point, right? I was still trying to justify my ignorance. I said, you get my point, though, man. Come on, man. He said, nah, I get your point, but I thought I was big on this. You really taking it too serious. He said, man, it's all fake. It's all cartoons. So you get my point with the welfare food stamps we call fake over the money we always use all our lives. We call that real. But the truth of the matter, they're both fake. Neither one has a commodity. Remember, like I said, what is a commodity? It is raw material that is used, that has a backing. It is raw material that is used for buying and selling and in exchange. And then they put currency with it where it can back it. That's a commodity. But the money we have always used here in America, it is fiat money backed by a decree, backed by a decree, meaning it's an official order, a command. It's backed by nothing. But you see the BRICS now? How the BRICS is doing what Gaddafi was trying to do many years ago. And you see how they did? They assassinated that man for trying to uplift his people and Africa. But now Putin and them is doing that. They got a currency that actually is actual gold, BRICS, actual gold. So the American dollar is going to take 55 of your American dollars to equal one of their BRICS. In other countries, it's going to take 60, 100 or more of their dollars. So in the end, what I'm essentially saying, you know what America are going to do? What they're going to have to do. Watch this. They're going to have to resort back to the old ways. Remember, like the old statement go, know your past and learn from it. Otherwise, you will be doomed to repeat it by all kind of mistakes. They're going to have to resort to the past, meaning in order to compete with the BRICS, they're going to have to bring back the dollar with a commodity. It's going to have to be backed by gold or some type of standard, but it can no longer be backed by just because the government says so, toilet paper. It can no longer be that, otherwise they can't compete with all the nefarious things that they do, setting up coups in all these African areas for centuries, setting up coups, making this village fight this village, and then in the end, when they all kill off each other, they come in and take all the resources. This is what America has always done. We're gonna give them weapons, and we're gonna give them weapons, we're gonna give them weapons. They're gonna all fight each other. We're gonna start the crap, the bully, the real bullies. We're gonna come in and start all the nonsense, have them fighting each other, hating each other, just like they do here in America. Have each other, having the women hating the men, having the men hating the women, breaking up marriages, saying you can't have a man in the house unless, if you want this welfare, you got to get the man out of the house. That's another one of my videos. It's called just that. I don't need a man. Trust me, watch that. I break down the historical, nefarious things that the government did to get women to take that welfare and to get rid of their commodity, the man, to get rid of their commodity. In order to have that commodity of the man, because the man is very important for that little girl and that little boy in the house. He's a commodity. He's raw material of something of great importance. But they made it so that the woman say, I don't need a man. Check that video out. It's called just that. I don't need a man. They got a little animated cartoons with the woman in the front like this, and they got the man in the background walking out of the door. But you get what I'm saying? America gonna have to. They ain't no, well, maybe they should. No, they're gonna have to start making their money backed by a commodity in order to compete with the BRICS. That's why all these wars are starting to try to start, because they feeling super threatened. But I had to mention that thing in the beginning about the credit. Isn't it amazing how so many people in the world got all these credit cards and it's fake money? We gave you a piece of plastic so you could go buy something and say, I'll pay you later. If I pay you at all, because we know how so many people foreclose on their homes. Oh, you get to get this house and you can pay us later. You get to get this car and you can pay us later. You get to go buy this stuff at all these stores and you can pay us later, or don't pay us at all, and then we got to do all paperwork and then go through the foreclosure and the repo and bad credit and all that. Bad credit, that's fake money. That's fake money / credit. See, when you go to places like China and Africa, if you see a person with an iPhone, because you know people love the iPhones, that's really a thing of status. When you see a person, it's amazing how someone will call Africa poor, right? But if you see a person in Africa with an iPhone, you best believe they bought that. They can afford it. They brought it cash. Because there is no credit over there. But when you see someone with an iPhone over here in America, oh, trust me, they making payments. They got it with their credit card. It's all credit. All these people you see posting stuff on the internet. Oh, my daughter, my son just graduated. I just bought them a new car. No, you didn't. See, they use the word brought. But what they really want to say, but they don't want to say, is I'm financing my son and my daughter car. Credit, once again, credit. It's crazy how in this country we live almost everything on a great majority, massive majority on credit. People are so quick to go, oh, look, I bought this and I bought. No, you are financing it. Unless you went into that dealership and you dropped down 40, 50, 60 grand, if you're making payments all the time, it's the title of the video, Fake Money / Credit. So, like I said, in some countries, they don't do that credit stuff. When you see somebody with that nice house over there in Africa and China, they could afford it. They bought that cash. There is no credit. But here in America, you can just credit your way to everything. And then y'all got the nerve to look at other countries and go, oh, they poor. But meanwhile, it's places like France and them, y'all stealing all their resources. America got their hand in that. Trust me, you don't see none of this stuff that's going on in Africa on the mainstream media. They're hiding it. Look at Hawaii. Look at all this. How in the world houses going to burn in Hawaii and the trees don't burn right next to the house? And you see some of the houses where it looked like someone, you know how you cut a cake right in half and this side is not cut? How a so-called fire burned and the house on this side is totally demolished, but this side of the house looked like they sliced the cake. Perfectly cut. That's a beam. But hey, I'm going off grid here. Let's stay on grid. Like I said, title of the video, Fake Money / Credit. Isn't it crazy how for years we always looked at the money we spend all our lives, that green money with the presidents on it, that's real money. But the welfare money we would consider as fake. It's just like the Wonder Woman story. I'm up here talking about Wonder Woman can't fly, man, it's fake. Man, the whole doggone cartoon is fake. I'm the one being silly, AKA most of in the world, most of us in America. We're the ones being silly, where we're calling this green money with the presidents on it real money. What is it backed by? Simple question I will ask anyone out there. The money that you spend all the time, what is it backed by? What commodity is it backed by? Because I could tell you a real simple answer. Nothing. Nothing. So now, the bricks, when you buy the bricks, it's actual gold, meaning it's backed by gold, which is going to cripple the American dollar unless they get with the game. Stop trying to destroy countries and starting trouble everywhere y'all go for your own nefarious benefit. So, or either y'all going to have that, you stop that period, but also y'all going to have to make the American dollar in order to compete. Y'all going to have to make it backed by actual commodity. All this, oh, it's backed by fiat. That's going to be out the door. Peace.